Welcome to Manga Palate, and boys, this one a doozy. So last week we did not porn, Okusama ga Saito Kaicho. And this time we are doing legitimate porn. HuniePop. It's a game. It's also very near and dear to our friendship, as it turns out. Because of how much we voraciously freak out about everything we hear about HuniePop 2. So, this is the show where I, Mr. Luna, here with my co-host,
Manga Chef Isaiah.
talk about a thing, whether it be a show, a manga, a book, a movie, whatever. This time it's a porn game. So, hui. Okay.
I guess last week was like a preparation week.
If you think, as I said, I mean, last week we did as close as you can get to not porn, and now we're just doing porn. With HuniePop, which came out in 2014, December 20th, 5 days before Christmas. The best Christmas present you can give to a dirtbag ever.
Jeez. A Western dirtbag. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a huge dirtbag, but I'm not going to pretend I'm a hero. And I don't know about you. Or at least, oh no, I do know about you. And I would say you're not a huge dirtbag, but you're not a hero either.
Yeah.
Gay! It's like, you know who I pictured? I pictured our buddy, Rashad, the Stone Warrior, where he's just like, yeah! And just thumbs up with his fucking stupid wide smile. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was aiming for.
Yeah! Okay, good. Even better. Yeah! What a success then. Okay. HuniePop is a game. It's a match 4/God Game, which I have a voracious love for God Game. I don't know if that was obvious. I feel like it should have been, but not necessarily, right?
I guess not. I mean,
Right.
if they're listening, they get it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening, you get it. You understand why God Game is maybe one of the best genres of games to have ever existed, because of how interesting and fun it can be. Now, I know lots of people like to go on about God Game being a bad thing, because like, oh no, it gives you unrealistic expectations for the real world. I feel it's stupid to think that a video game in any way can reflect the real world. So I don't really play God Game with the expectation that this is real life, you know?
Like, this is gonna help me.
Yeah.
If I match 4 while I'm on a date, I'm gonna...
I was gonna say, I don't play Bejeweled on a date and then go like, does she like blue? Like, that's
Does
stupid.
she like talent?
Yeah.
I think she likes seduction.
Maybe she likes seduction.
Or
Oh, fine. We'll test it out.
Hey,
I got you a blue whale. You like the whale? Well, the talent point is off the board now, so it's clearly not bad. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm not the kind of person who feels that playing Love Plus prepares you for dating real women. So I don't really get that whole perspective. But here's what I can say about Garge. Garge asks you to remember a lot. One of the most important things that Garge is an important thing to talking to real people, which is remember when they say shit, because that might come up later. If you forget that someone told you about their something bad happening in their family, and you ask about it, and they just go like, "What? I told you already." You go, "Oh shit, that's not gonna look good." Does that sound like something you're familiar with, Isaiah? That has never happened to me ever. I have an immaculate memory. How dare you insinuate that? Okay, so, um, well, I want to go over some of the voice actors, not all of them, because most of them didn't do anything. Like, Aiko's voice actor didn't do anything. Her name is Marie Reese, which I'm pretty sure she gave the name she uses because when I looked it up, some of them gave other names, but they were still like noticeable. Like the woman who plays Tiffany put her name down as Laurie Fisher, but she's actually Emily Koch or Coke. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. Um, she's on a TV. She's gonna be on a TV show, but up until now she hasn't really done anything besides like little shorts and HuniePop. So yeah, that's the lady who played Tiffany. And but some of these other ones, they've done real shit. So the woman who played Audrey, our debatable favorite, is Brittany Lauda, right? Brittany Lauda worked on Darling in the Franxx, like the actual show right now that all those people are fighting over.
Jeez.
She is also on that Death March show.
Does she have a role in Darling Franxx?
Yeah, she's one of the main characters, Ichigo.
Huh.
She was on Osama Game. She was also on Alice Tozoroku, which is a show I really like a lot. We've listened to the ending theme a few times. It's Wonder Drive by Oresama. And she did a bunch of extra voices on Keijo. So, already pretty important, right? And she's also plays Brooke besides playing playing Audrey, because she's Audrey's aunt. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. The woman who voices Belly Lapran, is Amber Lee Connors. Okay? She also does real work. She was on Renai Bokun as Akane, the girl with the red hair. She's on Ruby.
Who is she?
Which you, fucking Vernal. I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Someone knows that.
Someone out there knows. She's on Citrus, that lesbian show that got really popular recently, as I think one of the lead girls, Mei Aihara. She was on Hanebado. She was on The New Legend of the Galactic Heroes. And she was also on Love Life as Dea. Also, I saw a credit for Hajimete no Gyaru, but I can't tell if it was a voice acting credit or a writing or like anything else, because everyone else's voice actor has it written there. But for some reason, she's credited there, but it doesn't say what she did. I imagine it's a voice, but like they didn't show me anything. So like I don't get it. Like they show Yame, they show fucking Ishida, they show Junichi, and they show me that she's there, but they don't tell me why. And if she's supposed to be in every episode, then that would assume that she's like fucking, I don't know, like Ranko or something, right? But I don't know. I didn't see anything there. But I know she's on Hajimete no Gyaru. So there's that. Okay, the woman who voices Nikki is Skylar Davenport. She was on Show Me and Sample as Karen. She was on Keijo. She was also on Berserk. So see, real things.
Yeah.
She was on Masamune-kun Revenge. She was on Honda-kun. And one other thing. Oh shit, what is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote Banana, and I'm like, why? And then I remembered that's the name of the stupid character. It's a character from Hunter x Hunter, a show I don't watch, but it's a thing. It's a big thing. Super Eye Patch Wolf exists because of Hunter x Hunter. Everyone never forget that. Also, The one who voices Lola is Kira Buckland, and if you don't know her name, you're stupid. Because she's 2B. Among a list of other things. She's on Excel World as Kuruyuki Hime. She was on Koi no Kitachi. She was on. She's Aerith for Final Fantasy. She's in Soul Cal as Talim. She's an Octopath. She's on Violet Evergarden. She's in Valkyria Chronicles. She's in Gundam Thunderbolt. She's in Zwei. She's in Kakegurui as Mari Saotoma. She was on Wakfu, that fucking French show that never stopped. She was on Blam. She was on Tales of Hysteria. She was on All No Exorcist. She was in Fire Emblem. Like, there's a lot of fucking things. She was Sayonji in Danganronpa 3. She's in Re:Zero. Alright, look, the point is, you're dumb. I don't even give a shit about English voice acting, and I know her name. Okay? And those are, I think, the only ones I really want to talk about, because all the other ones really haven't done much, if at all. So, what do you want to say about HuniePop?
It's
Go on.
the Western game. The only Western dating game.
The only Western God game? I don't know if that's true. I've had there's other ones that suck.
The good one. The only good
Yeah, a good one. That's more appropriate. That feels right. Okay. Well, tell them what it is. Because it's a God game, so it's got to be dumb.
It's a match for Garge. Alright, so the player doesn't say his name.
Now you determine what it is, because it's you.
Yeah. But, he meets this fairy that helps him, learn to pick up girls because she's really bad at it. And, yeah, she teaches him the mechanics of the match 4 system. Now, depending on, like, where you go first, you can meet Aiko, Audrey, Belly, Jessie, Kiane first, or Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you go to their location, you have to, like, say stuff that makes them, like you more. Like, they have, 3 choices. It's a card game, you know. You have to pick the right option to make them like you.
Should we explain what God game are?
I think we should.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I realize that now. As you were talking, I'm like, you say that like it's implied, and it should be, but shit, I don't know if anyone knows what a God game is. Okay, so God game is short for Garu game, which is to say, game about girls, because Japanese loves loanwords. So what they mean when they say game about girls is you play a game where you're some random guy and there's a bunch of girls and you try to talk to them so that they love you. And that's the end goal of the game, pretty much. Now there's 2 versions of that. There's Garage, which is pure romance and that's it. And there's Eroge, which after you get them to love you, you have sex with them. Because, you know, that's the point. Eroge. Erotic. That's an erotic game. Okay, cool. So, the HuniePop technically falls under the family of Eroge, because at the end you have sex. But you have sex through a match 4. So, like, but there are pornographic pictures that they give you. It's because, you know, it's for you. So, essentially, what you do is you have conversations and you're given dialogue options, and then you have to remember which ones would most benefit the character that is defined by the way you've talked to her until now. Also, the girl will give information about her, like her birthday, her phone number, and stuff like that. And when you talk to her, she will occasionally ask you about it to see if you're actually paying attention. The nature of Garge, generally, is that there's many different girls, and you eventually pick one that you like, and then you go down that path and sort of finish it out. But there are some where you have to do the round robin thing and go out with all of them to finish it, like the original Tokimeki Memorial. And Honeycam has more in common with that in that regard. But still, it's a God game. So you talk to girls and you take them out on dates, and their dates are match 4 games, where you have to match an appropriate color that most benefits the trait that they are interested in a relationship. So, for example, Nikki likes talent. talent is demarcated by the blue sphere. So you want to line up at least 3 blue spheres, with larger and more points being given to you per the amount of spheres that you put together. You also have a limited number of moves, and then there's stars that let you get more moves, and then there's the ability to use gifts. The gifts give you like usages on the map, and then at that point you have blue sentimentality tokens that are like tiers to use the gifts. You randomly get the gifts and you go out with girls, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You're going around talking to girls and trying to get them to like you. And they're all very, very different, which is kind of the point, you know? The only way to unlock the hardcore mode, which is the sort of the end-all be-all of the game, is to have slept with all of the girls. Because when you sleep with them, they give you their underwear. Which makes me think of Danganronpa, where you hang out, and then they go like, I deeply care for you, here's my underwear. But, yeah. And that's essentially how you play and go about HuniePop. But that's not why I think we both like it so much.
No. It's because Audrey and Aiko.
Yeah. And it's not to say that I am not invested in all of the other characters. I think they're all really interesting, and when you talk to them, you get to learn a lot about them, and then that sort of colors the way in which you get glimpses into what their lives are like. Because as characters, they're supposed to be people, you know? Like, I know they're not actual people. I'm not a crazy person. But what I mean is, a really well-written character should feel like a person, less so like a drawing, you know? Right. And I feel that way about a few of them, at least. Some more so than others. And maybe that's just because I more understand their sentiment and their way of living than others. For example, I don't really like Lola. I think she's cute because the Drew were cute, but Lola's entire thing is a person who wants to be like a captain of industry, a really active and always seeking to like better herself. So she reads self-help books. Yes, essentially, independent black woman. She works as a stewardess, like on a flight attendant. So she's always going places. So she can't really be stuck at one place at all. And she mentions as much that she doesn't really want to settle down. That she really likes being out and about, which isn't like a bad thing. It's just I'm not into the whole "if you're not growing, you're dead" thing. I'm not a very competitive person. I'm not a very driven person. I do shit as I am entertained, which me,
is like,
is kind of counterintuitive to what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're cool. I just don't think I roll that way.
And Tiffany's like the most generic.
Tiffany's kind of boring, but
the only
I also
little thing she has with her is like her mom.
Well, I would say her relationship with her mother, but also her friendship with Audrey is clearly influencing her. So the point of HuniePop is that everyone's connected. So when this goes bad, this goes really bad. Do you want to talk about the way it ends?
Tiffany and Audrey?
No, I mean like the game.
It's not over yet?
No. Well, no.
I'm not sure you're trying to go for, but
so you're given the help of Q Sugar Dust, a fairy, yeah?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna love a fairy, I'm gonna tell you how to sleep with all these girls. And then when you do that, the goddess of love herself, Venus, says, alright, if you think you're so good, move on to me. And by the time you're done, it's presumed that everything is found out. Now, it's not stated explicitly, but it is sort of stated in the details of Honeycamp Studio and the direct sequel that will be coming out later next year, HuniePop 2.
Oh, so you want to talk about Honeycamp?
Well, no. I want to mention that there are implications that go out further than that, which is probably another thing of why I like HuniePop. Because rather than being constrained to the idea of, like most Garage, this is a singular narrative, don't ever think about this again. When you play Honeycamp, there are lines in Honeycamp that make you go, oh, so something, with regards to HuniePop 1. And now...
That's not the same guy.
Yeah, but HuniePop 2 is the same guy.
It's the
We were
prequel.
explicitly told that. It's a sequel, not a prequel. Prequel implies before.
Oh, I was getting confused about that.
HuniePop 2 is set 3 years after HuniePop 1.
Okay.
I was looking at the wiki to do this stuff. Um, so I happen to like that because it sort of implies that by the end of HuniePop, it's very made clear that you are sleeping with all of these girls, and they all really know each other, in through some way or another. So that
Like
was it.
Nikki's friends with
Good.
Audrey, and
Nikki is friends with Audrey. Audrey is friends with Tiffany. I don't know if that means Nikki hangs out with Tiffany, but I know that means they've seen each other at the very least. Kiana is Audrey's hairdresser, and also very good friends with Belly, who runs the yoga class at
instruction.
gym. Yeah, he runs the yoga class at the gym. Belly is also very good friends with Jesse. Jesse, who is very good friends with Lola. On top of that, you got Aiko being Tiffany's teacher and formerly Audrey's teacher before she dropped out of college. Well, Audrey didn't drop out, but she's like on the premise of dropping out, which is part of, like I said, she's a really interesting person. And everyone has things. Like Kiana has a son who's a year old. By the way, Q decides to make a lot of comments when you're first meeting them. That is like, ugh, you're gross. Oh, jeez. Because there's a difference between going like, that girl's cute, and then like Q going, yeah, I got yellow fever over Ico, and it's like, oh, okay. Okay. Walk it back there, buddy. Tone it down. Like I'm just saying, like if you're like, oh, that girl's cute, that's fine. If you're like, I want to motorboat those wawas, like you better chill the fuck out. Just chill the fuck out. But yeah. So Kiana has a daughter. Aiko's a teacher who's really not satisfied with where she's at. Jessie used to do porn. She's also Tiffany's mother, which again is not stated directly, but the more you talk to them, the more you actually pay attention to what they're saying. It's really all pretty obvious,
Yeah.
and I like that. I think that's interesting. There's like this little interconnected web of people. The one thing I feel bad about is that I'm inadvertently destroying it.
Because you sleep with both of them. So
I sleep with you sleep
unlock
with
the
like
true ending.
10 people, because it's all of them and then the three mystery characters, and
Q.
and Q. So let's see. That's Aiko, Audrey, Belly, Jesse, Tiffany, Nikki, Kiana. So that's
Lola.
what, 7? Lola, that's
It's
8. Okay, so 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 total. Now, mind you, in the spirit of older games, the mystery characters are stupid bullshit. That's just for fetish stuff. And I think that's funny.
Kinda.
Like, no, dude, cat girl.
Except for
No.
Momo. And
Alien?
I feel like that was just
No.
her
That's-
questions were like, what?
Yeah, Momo's questions were cats. So what? It makes me think of like Silent Hill 2, or one of the endings is a dog was behind it the whole time. Like it's just a goofy thing. But obviously they have to be cute and appeal to a kind of fetish. The blue space girl always makes me think of Star Trek, where like on old OG Star Trek, Kirk used to just make out with every other person he saw. Which reminds me, I forgot that Shepard gave me that stupid nickname. He hasn't said it forever, so I forgot about it.
What?
Well, you know how we call Shepard Commander Shepard because of his obsession with Mass Effect?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, like one day we were talking, and I was telling him about how I roll, and he was like, "Oh, damn." And then he goes like, "Well, I mean, like I'm Commander Shepard, you Captain Kirk, you gotta get your shit together." So there's occasionally he'll just look at me and say, "Oh, sup, Kirk?" And I'm like, "What?" And I remember, oh yeah, oh boy, is that not a fun nickname? Makes me laugh now. because I'm different. But the point is, it still makes me laugh. I forgot about that. But yeah, so all of them are really unique, and they all got their own like sort of things going on. And I feel that like they either appeal to you or they don't, but it's the way that like real people appeal to you, that their personalities are just interesting, or they seem to be the kind of person you want to hang around. So like Lola, I'm not competitive and active. I like going to the gym. I like playing guitar. I like doing a bunch of shit, but I only do it because it's fun to me. I've never been that. I gotta be the best. Like I don't care.
Like I
If I
gotta be
lose it.
competitive.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. I've never been competitive at all. As I think that's just because I don't see like I don't feel like I win anything. No matter what I do, I don't really win anything. And the only time I win something is when I finally did something I wanted to do, but I don't win shit just by like blowing other people up, you know? It doesn't really do anything for me. And
So Lolo's not for you.
no, neither
It's
is Nikki, honestly. It's
the
kind of
gamer
interesting.
girl.
Yeah, alright, look. Okay. So that's the thing, right? So that's sort of her thing. She's like a goofy, awkward girl. And I do think she's cute, just like with Lola. But my thing about Nikki is like, so so Nikki doesn't even seem to really like ask anything, right? Nikki seems to be like the kind of person who's very passive and just lets shit happen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when I say that, what I mean is like, if you had told her what she wanted to hear, whether or not you meant it, that girl would fall for it really fast.
What
You
do
know
you
what I
mean?
mean? Like, like if you put up even a mild dissenting opinion, she goes like, "Fuck you." But if you put up like a facade of agreement, it doesn't even matter if you mean it. Know what I mean?
No.
It's like, all right, say we watch a thing, and I just go like, "Yeah, that was cool." Like she wouldn't even bother to question why I said it like that.
Uh,
She'd just go, "Awesome," and I'm like, fuck." Also, I am sort of an indoor kid, but I don't think I'm enough of an indoor kid to where she's at. Where she's like, I hate being outside and around people. Like sometimes I just want to be in my room and do shit that I want to do, but I like to go out to dance. And I know for a fact she doesn't like going out to dance. I like drinking. She doesn't drink at all. I like going to concerts and stuff, and I'm pretty sure she'd hate all of that.
because there's people.
Yeah. Well, like almost everything about her. From the first time you meet her, when do you meet her? You meet her like when she's at the club, right? With Audrey. And Audrey dragged her out there. And Audrey dragging her out there is actually kind of interesting because it feels like Audrey is more Nikki's friend than Nikki is Audrey's friend. You know what I mean?
She's doing more for her.
Yeah, it feels that like Audrey is actually trying to get Nikki out of her shell and to help her like go around. And like even when Nikki's being fussy, like Audrey just kind of puts up with it. It's like, fine, whatever, bitch, let's go get drinks. Like she doesn't even seem to be upset about it. Whereas Nikki seems to be just actively bothered by everything. And I would say even if you don't meet her at the club, when you meet her with Lola, like when you meet Lola, like Nikki's being kind of stiff to Lola just because she doesn't want to have to do shit. Like, remember Lola goes to Nikki, who's as the barista at the stupid coffee place, and she's like, "Hey, so do you know if I could get like this?" And she goes, I'm like not on the clock for like 3 more minutes, so." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well then, do you think you could tell someone?" Nah. And I'm like, "Oh wow, that's not cool." Mind you, it's not to say that Audrey's particularly cool. She's a huge bitch, but her huge bitch seems to be a defense mechanism, whereas Nikki just doesn't seem to care. Like how my jokes are a defense mechanism, where like it's not just because I just do it. It doesn't make me feel better. So yeah. So yeah, I do think Nikki's like all right. But I feel like she doesn't have a lot to her as a person, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. She's not really personable.
Yeah, she's not amicable in any way. She seems very standoffish at all times. And that's not even a knock to her. Like, 'cause some people are more into that. They're like, I do just want to stay at home and play video games. And I'm like, that's cool, man. If that's up to you, that's up to you. Whereas Audrey is more like, you should get out of your shell. You should try to remember that the world is more than you. I'd rather just let the fucking cicada burrow into the ground. I don't give a shit if it dies down there. It dies down there. Which is not a very good outlook on it, but I don't. I feel that forcing people out of their comfort zone rather than letting them force themselves out of their comfort zone is a whole different thing. But I like that she's trying, and I'm not surprised to see that Nikki doesn't want to try. And yeah, many as far as the HuniePop polls go, Nikki's always the most popular. And I would imagine, yeah, a lot of the time, whenever they do the polls of who's your favorite character, Nikki comes in top. And I feel that that's because a lot of people look at her the way you would, like a sweater, you know? It's really comfortable. It's comfortable. It's low maintenance. You don't have to worry too much about it.
It fits you.
Yeah. It like that's what I mean by like I feel like it's less so that she's a homebody so much as it is she doesn't bother to ask anything, either of life or of herself, you know? Whereas Lola's completely driven, Nikki is the exact opposite of unmotivated to the point of disdain for the idea of motivation. And I'm on neither extreme.
You're more like chill, laid back.
Yeah, when I'm in, I double down really hard, and when I'm not in, I don't really care. So whereas Lola's driven all the time, is like I gotta be the best, I gotta do more, I always gotta be better, blah 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 blah. Nikki's like, I don't fucking want to do any of that. I just want to do this, and it's like that's cool, but like it's predicated on like a slight edge of misanthropy, where it's like I hate being around people, I hate being where it's loud, and I hate this and I hate that, you know. Less so than it is I don't want to do it. It's more like fuck that. Get what I'm saying? It's the total opposite. It's like the disdain for inactivity followed by the disdain for activity. Which also sort of explains why they were paired together in Lola's introduction, because they are in fact the most opposite and they would hate each other the most. Right?
Yeah, independent black woman and gamer girl. Indoors gamer girl.
Thanks for boiling it down. Thank you.
Complete
Thank you.
opposites.
Thank you for them making them like one dimensional. You're a hero. You turn them from the person that I tried to make them into a dot. You're a hero. I love you. You're my best friend. Independent black woman and indoor gamer girl. Wow, natural enemies. Okay, alright. Alright, so who do you want to talk about? Because I can honestly go through all of them, and I want you to, voice your opinion.
I like Momo. And
Okay.
I like
What
the
do
way you get her.
Throwing that fish out.
I just keep doing it. Why would anyone ever do that? I don't know. So she's just a cat.
It feels to me
But
that she's supposed to be a bakeneko, like a cat that transformed into a person.
yeah.
I find her definition kind of funny. And she's like, "Hey, how old are you?" "I'm 1 year old. Although in human years, I guess that's 18." And I'm like, "Oof."
This really pushed it.
Okay.
But yeah. She does cat things. She says you're a master all the time. Doesn't really
I
have
mean,
any strong opinions though.
she seems to think like a cat, right?
Whatever that's supposed to mean, but yeah. Like,
No,
she
I
likes
mean,
milk and stuff.
mm, mm,
And she likes
okay.
to be petted a lot. So.
Hmm.
And her home is just your house because she's a cat. So.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Oh man. Okay.
Also Celeste.
Okay.
The
So
questions are just,
you like the gag ones?
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. She's always
Hmm.
funny.
Okay. I okay. So Momo to me feels like one of the TV tropes things. Born Yesterday. You know? Oh no, it's called Born Sexy Yesterday, right? Where it's like the person's an adult, but they're mentally like five, so they can't really do anything, and they're like not even you don't have to worry about them because there's nothing going on with them. And I feel that's the nature of a lot of those kinds of characters, right? Where it's like less about them being a person and more about using them as like just a thing for you to go, oh man, she's it's okay, it's okay that I like her. It is not weird. It's like it's like that weird infantilization thing that people go on about, where they're like, why is it that little girl behavior is considered sexy? And it's like I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know why, but it's there now, and you can't avoid it. That's what she feels like to me. Whereas Celeste doesn't sound like the way Momo talks, you know?
No. She sounds more like,
She's kind of a lady.
yeah.
She has a stiff way of talking, but again, I think that has more to do with her
She,
gimmick.
she might put you in an armbar.
She might put you in an hour. She's a fucking bounty hunter, so she's like Samus. She puts you in an armbar. She knock you the fuck out.
She's like a zillion years old or something.
Yeah, I have no idea. I actually don't know. But yeah. So all right. There's nothing else you wanted to say about them?
Um, nah.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to talk about my favorite, I guess. I want to talk about Aiko. So,
Why is Aiko your favorite?
yeah, okay, let's go with that. Um, I think Aiko is my favorite because, in a way, she seems to be the most mutable out of everyone. And when I say that, what I mean is like, she has a lot of things going on, and she seems like she's hitting a point where she's gonna start changing the way she's living herself. But I don't know. You know what I think? There's like a layer to her that makes her feel like so many people that I know, and a bit like myself to that regard. Of like this point where you look at yourself and you're like, I don't know if this is what I expect it to be, or if this is what I want it to be. But I'm here now, so I have to learn to make the best of the situation and start pushing forward. You know? Because what is Aiko's thing? She's a professor, right? She's a professor at a college, but she doesn't like her job. She's a mathematics professor, so she honestly can't get any other kind of job. She only got a math degree, so there's nothing she can really do with that. Because works for mathematicians are very strained and far and few in between. On top of that, she's not significantly old, right?
She's, fuck. See, now I play this game, I get mad when
Come
I don't know
on,
her age.
come on. How old is she? I'll give you a
20s?
hint. No, yes, but not exactly.
Like 30, like 29? No,
28.
28.
She's
Okay.
28.
That was close.
Yeah, you were. Because that's the thing. So she's Japanese, as her name very obviously gives away. It's a fucking
Her full name is Aiko Yumi.
yeah. Well, Aiko alone is a very Japanese name. The means daughter of love. Like that's a fucking hard ass Japanese name, and Yumi part just sells it harder. But okay, so her thing is her mom. Since she's past the age of like her mid-20s. Her mother is now getting on her case about getting married and stuff, as the way a lot of Asian parents are, where they're wondering why you aren't dating, why you meeting anybody. But then at the same time, they're asking you to commit to all of these very drastic things. Like, also, you need to have a really good job. Also, you need to do this. Because the idea, at least as far as Asia is concerned, is you should be better than I was. Because that's why I did all the stuff for you. So that you can get better, and then your children will be better than you, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Right? Till eventually you hit a point where you cap out. But the thing about that is that it's a it's a very bizarre framework to try to apply to a Western sensibility, because when you grow up in a world that's a lot less collectivist and more individualistic, you end up with this idea of like, well, why should I have to live my life for what you want rather than live the life that I want? But also, since she's already lived her life to to be something that maybe was less so what she wanted to be and more so because she had less aim in life, she ended up here where she's a teacher and doesn't really fucking want to do anything anymore. When you meet her, what's happening? She's hung over on a bench, fucking just bored. Just bored, miserable, doesn't fucking really want to go to work, but she has to. She's already outside. She probably drank a bunch last night just so that she wouldn't have to fucking worry about today, because drinking helps relax her. She's also a compulsive gambler, and those two are usually connected as people who are attempting to chase the thrill of victory. It's a dopamine thing. It actually demarcates a certain kind of person. So
That's
there's
really
that.
sad when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I did think about it. That's why I thought she was so interesting, I guess. And when you go talk to her, the first thing you do is make her laugh. Because it's the best way to get to someone who's just in a shitty mood. And I think another reason why I think I like her a lot is because the joke that you get to use is a joke that I would do. It was very my sense of humor. Mind you, it's a very stupid joke, but it's my kind of joke. You have to remember, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, this is the person who spent 3 months making Valentine's Day cards by cutting out like random pieces of newspaper and magazines to spell out in basically like serial killer font. He is the first member of the DK crew, and that cards that I gave out to strangers to just yell the first line of the DK rap at them. Why? Because I thought it was funny. like if there's anything I'm good at, it's doubling down on pointless shit that I like. And stupid crap like that. So when you see her sitting there, like, you go over and go like, hey, so like, fuck these birds, right? Because it's just a bunch of pigeons. And that's really funny to me. I don't know why. I think it's just because I find the idea of like being so overzealous over something that's completely pointless funny, and she likes it too. She cracks up. That makes her smile, and that's how you start the conversation. She was like, "No, well, the birds are fine." And like, yeah, but like, fuck these birds, right? As that. Do you remember when I was walking by my job and I just took footage of the geese?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy shit, look at these geese. Like, they're fucking monsters. I don't know what they're doing here, but like, hey, oi. I hope they don't do anything like kill a small child. Like, I just did that. And I still laugh thinking about that. You gotta admit, that's funny. I fucking stupid.
Well, that's a lot of geese.
They're monsters. So.
I hope they don't kill these children.
Yeah. Boy, that's a lot of geese. I mean, they're fucking monsters, so like, I hope they don't kill children or something. That's so dumb. But right. So you get to talking to her, and then she makes it very clear she's not super interested in a serious relationship. But I'm not sure if that's really true. Because a lot of her conversation is about like, oh, my mom says I should get married, but I don't really want to do that. Or like, hey, you want to get a drink? And she's like really direct about like her sexual proclivities, which isn't a bad thing. I don't think, at least. I find that a lot of people are really anxious about that kind of stuff, and I feel that maybe my upbringing being it's very bizarre and unique in that regard. Lets me go, oh, okay, you want to talk about that? That's cool. I'm gross, so this will be fine by me, as long as you're willing to put up with me being gross. And then as it turns out, she loves being gross. And I'm like, this is great. You're fun. And I mean, like, you like drinking, but hey, we can do something about that. You don't have to be miserable about everything that's going on. Yeah, I can be entertainment, which is, I feel, the one thing I'm really good at. After all, you people are still listening to this, right? You like listening to us make jokes about arm bars.
If you're listening, you get it.
You're listening, you get it. You get that this is supposed to be a joke thing. God knows I don't feel that somebody, like, I don't feel like it should be considered a hard review source, you know? I don't
Maybe you like
like,
the voice actors. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if we were to compare ourselves to any, like, actual review thing, I would say we are a gag. We are a gimmick, right? This is for fun. I don't I don't feel you should take our opinions hyper seriously. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we started this entire thing on a show that we wanted to watch because the girls were cute and then couldn't get into because it was too boring.
We
Not
weren't trying to be like the best.
not
Review
trying to be a
channel.
hard reviewer, man. Not trying to be here and go like, listen to me,
This
I'm
is
the one who knows the most about anime. Nah, it's like, I like this dumb shit. Anyone else like this dumb shit? Okay, cool. Yay. I'm glad we all like this dumb shit. Let me tell you why I like this dumb shit.
we aren't the anime source.
Yeah, we are not your favorite film reviewer. If we are not what's his name? Shit. Oh god, what's their name? The guy who died from mouth cancer, the really famous film reviewer. Oh god, he won a Pulitzer. Oh fuck, what was his name?
I really don't know.
Shit, no, fuck. Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert. Yeah. We're not Siskel and Ebert. I'm not Roger Ebert. He's not Gene Siskel. We're not like auteurs. This is a stupid gag thing. So to that end, I feel like it'd be fun to talk to her. I think she's cool and interesting. Although I feel that there are certain places where she can mature, because at any given point in your life, you can still, move forward, right? And I do like that she likes drinking. I do like that she's kind of weird, and I do like that she likes just hanging out. It's fun. It's fun. She likes to go out dancing sometimes. That's fun.
She
So yeah,
doesn't
that's
really
why
give a shit about her job.
she doesn't really give a shit about her job, but she's good at it. Like, oh fuck, what was it? Is it Tiffany? It's Tiffany who comes up to her and goes like, "Hey, Professor Yumi, can I ask you?" She's like, about what?" She's like, "The test." "Oh yeah, I'll get it back to you." It's like, right, but about I'll get it back to you. I don't. And it's because she's hungover. She likes dancing. She likes drinking. She likes hanging out. She likes a certain kind of brand of joke that I can get in on. Yeah, all around, I think she's a really fun person. I would say the one thing that I'm maybe not into is that she's not. She says she's not ready for a serious relationship, but she seems to be really in on hanging out anyway. So I'm not sure where she thinks anything is going, or maybe it's not supposed to go anywhere. I don't know. I
She's
would say
probably
that's
not mature enough yet.
yeah. I feel like she hasn't. She's still hanging out like a party girl,
And she's
and
29 or 28.
she's 28. To be fair, I am also a party boy, so that factors out. Which is why my second favorite is another person who's also very interesting, but is a straight up party girl, and that's Audrey Belrose, and she is your favorite.
Yeah.
So tell me what you like about Audrey.
First off, her hair is just. Oh, you meant personality. Okay.
No, that's funny. I like that. I didn't even bother talking about Aigo's looks, and I like that the first thing you started with is her hair. um, yeah, no, go on. I mean, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
It's the most interesting here in the game.
You think so?
She put the most work for
She
it.
puts in the most work, yeah.
It's like silver and red.
Well, I imagine her hair is red, and she puts in the white highlights.
Yeah, it's highlighted. Or maybe she dyed her hair red. I don't know,
Maybe it's dyed red, and then on top of that there are highlights.
but it works.
It works. It's a great look. I really like her Her sense of style really reminds me of like Shibuya K Lolita fashion. It's like really frilly.
Yeah.
Like
She
it.
wears a frilly yellow lady dress. And
She wears a one piece, not the jumper skirt.
and then she has a ribbon on her ankle.
She has a lot of little decorations.
It's like, jeez. Okay. And then, alright, so when you first meet her, she's like, kind of haughty, like, tries to, like, belittle you. Because you're, like,
Well,
just a
no.
random guy.
The first time you meet her, she's belittling Kiana.
Yeah.
Doesn't even fucking notice you.
She's just going off at Kiana about, like, she messed up her hair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the way you had to, like, get her to like you is, like, just to pretend like you're, like, tough.
Well, you pretend to be as cocky as she pretends to be.
Yeah. But when you find out more about her, you realize, like you said before, it's just her, like,
It's a defense mechanism. Yeah.
trying to, like, make up for, like, her parents or, like, not being there or something.
So her parents aren't there for her, and that's probably part of why she ends up acting out. Because the acting out thing is usually done for attention. You know, like there's a difference between like, oh, I stole a candy bar, and hey, look, I'm doing all this wild shit. Can't you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? Which is more what she's going for. I would also argue that her yelling at Kiana is because Audrey seems to feel, or at least you get that vibe from the way she talks, that the only thing she has going for her is her looks.
That's
Which
true.
I know.
I mean,
don't
if you don't, yeah.
I would say you have to be a party boy to appreciate what she's offering. But Audrey feels that her only thing is her looks. And to that end, the idea that she could at any point lose that freaks her the fuck out. Right?
Yeah.
So if she feels that her hair is ruined, that means part of her, the only thing she has going is ruined. And I can imagine why that would upset her. So I kind of get why she yelled at Kiana, but you would have to know that about her because otherwise she would just seem like some random loud bitch. Which I know that's not necessarily forgiving what she does or why she acts the way she acts, but it's sort of just for you to understand that's where she's at.
Yeah. And she likes the party, like you said before.
She fucking loves partying.
I think she does the most smoking.
Smokes all the time.
Drinking in the game.
Mm-hmm. So her alcohol. So when you take the girls out to nightclubs, you can offer them alcohol, because then it makes it easier for you to talk. Which I guess that's a real thing, isn't it? Most people relax after they've had a bunch to drink. But that shouldn't be your intended goal. You should be trying to actually talk to them. But yeah, so Audrey, along with Aiko and Jesse, have the highest alcohol tolerance in the game. It takes a lot of drinks to get them fucked up.
That's good because it gives you, like, more in-game cash or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But okay,
Also, other stuff I like about her is how she's like the whole, like, oh, I'm tough as shit thing. That part.
okay.
I thought it was funny. Like, she always does
Oh, yeah. I've always had that stance too. I don't know why. I think someone acting really cocky isn't upsetting. I think it's funny.
that.
because
I
it's-
know other people think it's he's
Yeah. Most people find it off-putting because they're like, why are you pretending to be so big and important if you don't need to be? I find it funny because it's almost always posturing. There's very rarely a time a person actually believes it. Because if they actually believe it, then they wouldn't be saying anything. They would just be strutting around like it was the truth. Whereas Audrey and a lot of people who act like that are doing it because they're posturing and they want you to believe that they're tough. And I don't know why, but I've always found that really funny. Like something about me, like seeing someone who's like, "Oh, you're posturing." I could at any point shatter that illusion, and it would just be miserable. Is awful funny. it's a very fragile way of living, you know. Compared to the opposite, her friend Nikki, who just doesn't seem to give a shit about shit. Um, but yeah, I do really like her fashion sense. I guess I could go on about Aiko again, but the point is, all of them look really nice. They all have
Also,
they
she's
all have multiple sets of clothes.
also another reason she's actually a nice person, like with Nikki. Trying to
Oh
have
yeah,
fun.
well Audrey is really nice to her friends, and she has a really weird relationship with her parents. At least the way she talks about them, like they don't exist and they don't fucking matter. Um, Also, there's one thing I think is interesting about Audrey is that she is in college, but she's debating leaving it. And I think it's because it's not fulfilling for her in the way that she wants it to be. Because I guess she's not doing great at school, right? She's like, like
She's
what the
skipping
fuck do I go
classes.
anyway, right? Yeah. And I wonder if she's skipping the classes so that she doesn't feel that like she'll fail anyway, or if she's doing it just to more distract herself with like shit like drinking and drugs and shit like that. Also, one more thing. She goes on about like pretending to be very like a well versed in sex, but when you sleep with her and then you give her underwear to Q so that you can unlock hardcore mode, Q says that you took her V card, and it's like, oh what? I, mm, I misread that then.
And
Which
that
is
was like
also,
the seal, like she's pretending to be
yeah,
all that stuff.
that was at that point it was the most obvious it ever could be that that she's posturing. But I feel that like when you talk to her, when she asks you some questions like, what kind of boobs would you like? Which is like a way to ask like sort of about her cup size because they give you all their cup size. It's a gay. You know a shit ton of stuff about everybody. Their height, their favorite color, what they like to drink, what they like to do, how much they weigh, their phone number, shit like that. So like Audrey has a cup size of B, and but it seems to bother her because she mentions like her friend Nikki in a disparaging way, but only with relation to her chest size. So it seems that Audrey's upset that she feels her boobs are small. And it's like, oh, isn't that funny? That's adorable. You're insecure about your body, but you're trying to act like you ain't. Like I can't remember what it was, but it's like what I think the question was something to the effect of what size do you feel is good? And then if you answer B, she's like, yeah, damn straight. If you answer, it's like you don't eat cow tits to like attract guys. And I'm like, oh man, you're really upset about that, aren't you? Really mad about that. I do love Audrey's fashion sense. I think that she's the one who puts the most effort into her appearance. But again, I feel that's probably has to do with her feeling that her looks are her only thing. Which that's not necessarily true. I feel that there's more to her as a person that you don't really get to find out too much about because she keeps it so guarded.
Yeah, I
That
was gonna
maybe
say
she,
before, if you
and
don't
she,
like talk to her, then yeah.
well, yeah. What do you mean? She's like a. It's a lot like an animal that's been abused. You know, like you ever see those people who like adopt animals from shelters? It's like, oh, they used to have a really fucked up owner.
Yeah.
Like they're really rough at the beginning because they don't really know what they're expecting or what they want. But then, like, if you take your time and you like ease into it, the thing fucking loves you. And I would say that that's even incredibly obvious, Audrey, because she sleeps with you, and it's made very clear that she was a virgin. And I imagine you're not the first guy who's spoken to her. That's not very likely, is it? And I feel that part of her brash personality has probably made it so that I think she says something like she also seems to be very defensive about you. Where after you've been hanging out with her for a while, she asks you that question: would you ever talk to your ex-girlfriend? Or like what was it? No, I think it was would you still be friendly? Do you still talk to your ex? That's it. And if you say yeah, she's like ugh. And if you say like no, she's like good, because I'd fuck that bitch up. And I'm like, oh, now you're nervous about the idea of like anyone even remotely taking this guy away, aren't you? Oh boy, that's sweet. That's you trying to be trying to be cocky about something that it shows you're incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
the thing that we both like about it.
yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, for people who are like, yeah, but she seems like a bitch. It's like that's sort of like the underlying way that she talks, and you're either able to figure that out or you're not. And then depending on how you like that, you you're in it or you're not. And yeah, I do like that a lot about her. She's great. I think Belly's kind of funny, if only because Belly seems to be repressing a lot of stuff, but it doesn't seem to be that she's like upset about it. You know what I mean? Belly's like really squishy, and she makes it very clear that she doesn't like doing this, she doesn't like doing that. But if you tell her to do a thing or like you compliment her, you should have just you should have like shove her into that direction, and she's in immediately. And I'm amazed by that. She like she's a pushover, I guess is what I'm saying. And in its own way, it's kind of adorable. I really like Jessie, but I think the reason I really like her is because her relationship with her daughter is an interesting element to the way she lives her life. Which again is it's kind of obvious when you realize they both have the same last name, and Jessie often talks about having her daughter, whereas Tiffany never talks about her mom, and that probably has the one time she mentions her mom is when she goes like, "Do you like smoking?" She's like, "Fucking no." You're like, how do you feel about drinking? I try not to. And it's because Jessie really likes smoking and drinking. So Jessie had Tiffany when she was like what, 16?
Yeah, 16.
That's what she says, right? Yeah. And she spent her entire life trying to help take care of her. Insofar that Jessie ended up doing porn because porn pays a lot of money. But now she's older and she's starting to hit a point where she might not be able to keep it going. And her relationship with her daughter is really rocky. Part of it because of the porn, and part of it probably because she wasn't around a lot. But Jessie still really wants to keep that relationship. And it's kind of interesting, I guess, because like when you talk to Jessie, she likes to bring up stuff about family. Like the gifts that you give the girl, there's like two kind of gifts. There's the gifts that are in the match game to make the game better, to make the game easier for you. And then there's the ones that are in the conversation to get more points talking to them, right? And the gifts that you buy there are all very specific to the person. So it's like Nikki wants a fight stick. I go, if you give her a Kokeshi, she goes, that's racist, but I love it. And like Audrey likes drug paraphernalia.
Like a
Like a
pot.
bong, yeah, like bongs and shit.
But she also likes the toys
Yeah.
because parents, yeah.
Yeah. So Jessie's thing is like home decorations. Like she likes stuff that implies a good, happy family life, even though that's not what she has. And I think it's because that's what she's aiming for and what she wants. But her daughter has grown old enough to have a resentment towards her mother, so that they don't really have that dynamic. And Jessie feels mournful about it. Like you buy her like Christmas decorations or like a set of cookies, and she goes like, "Oh, that's really sweet." And she talks about a lot of the time when you talk to her, she'll mention her daughter vaguely, even if she is like awful like aggressive sexually. There's also an undercurrent of, "Ooh, I think this is her just trying to keep me awake." It's like, oh, that's I feel weird about that. It's it's a shame. She's like she's trying to get other work, but they're like, yeah, you're starting to get old, which I guess is a lot of like those like industries, right?
Yeah. Like you just hit
So
a point where
you can't keep doing the same shit you used to be doing. Yeah.
or like physically or
Either physically or just you're not marketing to the same demographic anymore. So she's 36, which again, maybe this is me. I don't feel that that's very old. I feel like she should be able to keep working in the industry for at least another 10 years.
especially
Because you can just market her differently.
yeah. And there's still a huge source of guys.
Yeah. Like, all right, stop making her just a random young girl, and then put her in like one of those niche porn sites that like always have a specific word in the title, like MILF or mom or something, something, something. Right?
I was thinking about
Man,
the
was on.
stupid thing like MILF Hunter.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I thought of, which is probably dumber. I thought of that joke from 30 Rock, MILF Island.
Oh, jeez.
Have you seen 30 Rock?
No, that sounds
It's a
stupid.
comedy show, so they were talking about the shitty like reality shows that NBC puts up sometimes, and they're like, "Do you want what is it? It's like 14 hot older women, 14 pubescent boys. They get like 13-year-old kids. Everyone paired up on a team to see who will succeed in today's competition on MILF Island." And then like the lady who's running the TV show in the show is like, "Why the fuck do we put shows like this on? Why?
That's such a.
Why?"
You ask that now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the director, Jack Donaghy, he goes like, "MILF Island is hitting its best ratings in weeks," and I'm like, "That's fucking awful." He got like a boy who's hitting puberty, seeing a hot mom and going, and it's like, "Let's put that on TV. It's gonna be great." Everyone wants to see a boy discovering his sexuality with an older woman.
Yeah.
America's favorite TV show, MILF Island. That's what I thought of. But yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, you could just put her on one of those fucking things, and then it'd be like, she'd be being able to get as much money for like another 10 years, at least. I think. Like if she's 36, she'd go to like 46. I mean, there's women who have done porn well into their 50s and 60s. So it's not to say that there's not a market for it, but I don't know. I guess this
I
is
like
how.
that went off a tangent about
Well,
fucking
no,
Jesse could
because
still be working.
that's a thing for her, right? A whole
I
part
know
of
her
a whole
standpoint.
part of her character is,
Yeah.
well, the work's leaving. What am I gonna do now? You know,
The
like a
same as
lot of
like
her
a wig.
conversations are about her daughter and how her job like made it so that she can't really hang out with her daughter anymore. And on top of that, when she doesn't have the job, what else does she have?
Good
Like
point.
that's her whole thing. But my argument is she shouldn't be losing the job now. That's a weird way to use that, you know? If it was something like a football player where you're like, no, he's received too much brain damage, now he would die, even though he's only been working for 5 years. It's like, well, no, there's a physical thing that you've hit your limit. But if we're talking specifically about porn, then that doesn't really equate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's using the sports analogy of like, oh, well, it's been too long. You can't keep doing it. I'm like, wait, but if we're talking about porn, the one thing that porn does do is aim at really niche, weird shit. Like how much really weird specific porn exists, right?
Yeah.
Hell, even if we're just talking about like one specific kind of porn, man, if like you look at Japanese porn, like so much of them are like one, like entire 2 sentence titles, because it's like very specific about this one thing. I think one of my favorites I've ever seen was like, here, check this out. This is the like, remember when we were talking about Inazuki Kyote, and then the joke was that his favorite porn is like the scintillation of pie, the older tutor with blah 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 blah, right? Now it's like a sentence and a half, right? So like, I think one of the ones that I saw that made me laugh was equally specific. It was BBA cos Baba, as in like older woman, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a Baba cos 001. Um, Older woman is seduced by her boss, by her husband's boss, and is now made to wear this embarrassing cosplay as Rin Hoshizora from Love Life. That was the whole title,
That's like the whole plot.
pretty much. So it needed to A, say she was an older woman, B, say that she was dressed up as a Love Life character, and C, explain the weird sexual dynamic to which the porn is doing a power play thing. To like get that all across and then go, see this very specific thing? You know you want to jerk off to this very specific thing. And that's why I'm like, wait, she's 36. That doesn't make sense. It make more sense if like maybe her body was giving out or something, you know? I guess she's been doing it for 20 years, but like I said, there's people who have been doing porn into their 60s. So, I don't really get it.
I thought it was more like the Tiffany part.
Well, no, I mean, like, part of it is now that she's losing the job, she's already lost her daughter, so she doesn't know where to go,
Uh,
right?
yeah.
Because she didn't get to experience her youth because she had to take care of her daughter. Everything she did at the end of the day was for Tiffany. That's what she says constantly.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk to her about it, she's like, "I do like the attention, but mostly I wanted the money for my daughter, so that she wouldn't have to live in a shitty, broken down trailer park like I did when I was a kid." And she was like, and she, she's sort of like out and active, and that's sort of how she probably ended up finding porn immediately. Like instead of finding any other job, she was like, porn makes a lot of money. Like that's probably how she ended up on that. She's pretty careless about things, and she's aggressive sexually, which I think might have something to do with how she ended up pregnant at 16 and in porn. Unless the guy did something, I don't know. But the point is, like,
HuniePop
I
too.
yeah, well, yeah, no, actually, specifically, if we're gonna talk about HuniePop too, she's retiring. She had to retire. She didn't get a choice. When we watched the update, it's actually kind of interesting because I think that there's another thing, since it's made clear that everyone is now like abreast of the situation and aware that that guy probably fucked all those girls. What that probably means is Jesse's relationship with daughter is irreparable now.
Yeah.
There's no way to go back because not only was the guy that her daughter was into sleeping around with a bunch of girls, he also slept with her mother. There's you can't walk that back. You can't take that back, and that sucks. And I remember the description is she feels unused, unwanted, and discarded, and now she's just drinking a bunch to forget about the mistakes that she's already made. And I'm like, yeah, she's hit a really shitty point, you know. Like if HuniePop ended the way Honeycam implies, then yeah, shit's not looking great for anybody there. And I feel really bad because like we inadvertently caused this as the player character.
Would that mean HuniePop is just a tragedy?
I feel it was tragedy from like the second I started understanding what everyone's thing was. I feel that the only one who isn't like a horribly tragic figure, maybe, I'm gonna put an emphasis on that, is Lola. Because Lola is the only one who doesn't seem to have a dark thing to her story. Tiffany hates her mom. Jessie wishes she could get closer to her daughter. Aiko is unsatisfied in her life. Audrey thinks the only thing she has going for her is her looks. Nikki is a misanthrope who doesn't know how to deal with people. Kiana has a son and is trying to get her life together, but is also trying to balance that out with the fact that she's a mother now. And Belly's a pushover who like sort of lets people make her do stuff, which whether she's comfortable or not. So like, I feel the only person who's maybe not miserable is Lola.
I guess Lola's the best girl in that sense.
Yeah, Lola's the happiest girl. She and Jesse are really good friends. They like to say love you, and then they also say shut up, bitch. So like it's very clear that they're very good friends. Because that's kind of us. We're like, man, you're the best. You're fucking dumb. So like I guess they must be really close. It takes a certain kind of closeness to be able to insult somebody. Is what I'm saying.
I guess maybe Q, but she doesn't really count.
Q, I feel all the fantasy shit has to be ignored. Venus, Q,
But Q's,
Celeste, and Momo. I don't feel we can count them.
I feel like Q's more not a side character though.
I feel that she's only there for setup at the beginning, because she only wants to sleep with you after you've slept with a bunch of girls. She's like, alright, maybe your dick does work. And it's like, okay. when you talk to her, she sounds like any other middle management person who's just fucking bored. And she's like, yeah, I gotta do this, and it's fucking, I'm bored. And I feel like Q's entire thing is she's dirty, but that's it. And I don't know. I don't feel like that's really anything. Also, all of Q's dialogue is like fourth wall breaking. I don't really think. I don't really think you get to know her. You know?
Yeah. So she doesn't really count.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like the same thing as the other ones, where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna treat the cat girl the same way I treat this girl whose life might be falling apart. Like I don't think they're the same thing. If you take Q to the ice rink, she goes like, "This is my favorite song on the soundtrack." Or when you sleep with her, she goes like, "Thanks for the sex, homie." Like I don't know.
Thanks for the sex, homie.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't really think she's worth considering that seriously. But yeah.
The main cast is all tragedy, except for maybe Lola.
Well, I mean, you say that, like they're all having a really tough time, and the way it ends up, it didn't have to go that way. Is I guess what I'm saying. It's like that's how they decided to turn it, right? But I feel that the way if you take HuniePop entirely on its own, you could go with the excuse of, and then you pick your favorite girl, and then you have a happy relationship. But with the way Honeycam is continuing the concept, it's saying, yeah, no, because you can't sleep with 12 girls who are all connected to each other and expect them to never find out, which is the most realistic part of this entire thing. But yeah, so I really do like everybody to some degree. They're all interesting. I just think that if we're supposed to treat this like a God Gate where you pick the girl that you feel would be the best for a real relationship, I like Aiko the best. Aiko and Audrey are my favorites. Everyone else is cool. I do like them. I do really like Kiana. I think Kiana's fun. I think my one thing is that I'm not as interested in fitness as she is. Like I exercise, but you were. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an art boy at heart. Like when I'm lifting weights, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But then the second I'm done, I want to go play guitar.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Man, I want to keep doing this until I get swole.
Yeah, I don't play soccer. I don't play basketball. I don't play.
Oh, you don't like using your physical.
I don't play sports. I don't play sports. I exercise. I do enjoy running on a treadmill. I do love lifting weights. I bench press 300 for a reason at this point. Like I keep doing it. I exercise and I like to stay fit, but I don't find physical activity fun. I guess is my point.
Or as fun.
As anywhere near as fun as art.
Or art, yeah.
Art's my jam. Movies, books, music. You've seen that I write shit daily. I write vignettes constantly. I also love playing guitar voraciously to where now I'm going to school for guitar. I like creative stuff, even stuff that doesn't seem immediately creative, like programming. I don't really like playing basketball. Like I play basketball, I play with my friends, but if it's like, am I so interested in basketball that I'd play with strangers? No, not at all. Compare that to my nephew who like just goes to the park to play ball, and if somebody wants to play with him, he's like, yeah, sure. Whereas to me, it's like, no, if I play ball, it's with my friends. I don't just do that shit on my own.
Yeah.
If I'm just gonna do shit on my own, I'm gonna like write a story or play guitar. And that's what I feel is where the disconnect is. Which I find it interesting that she's supposed to be like the boyish one, but I don't feel that way.
I thought that was more Nikki.
Well, no, because when her description actively is growing up with only brothers, she's a bit of a tomboy. Like I feel that Nikki is more just supposed to be like indoor kid.
Okay.
Like she doesn't care about fashion, but it's not because fashion is dumb. It's because that's effort that she doesn't want to put in. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas I think Kiana would more go like, look, I just want to look decent and that's it. I don't really give a shit about anything else. Like if she wears nail polish, it's black. It's very minimal. At all. Which isn't a like an insult or anything. It's more just a statement. She says she's supposed to be boyish, but I don't feel that way but I do see that she's a very, very active, nice lady, and I do like her. If we're gonna talk about clothes, since you did that, I really like her earrings.
Oh wait, you're just saying that just because I did that now to excuse to talk
Uh,
about clothes?
I feel that it's open now. Like I wasn't gonna do it, but you did it, so you broke the ice now.
Uh,
You know. So I'll do it now. I like her earrings. I like her hairband. I really respect the hairband thing. It's not a very easy look to pull off because a lot of hair doesn't really suit the hairband. But she does the straight thing with the very like loose formed bangs in the front. So then the hairband really like being white contrasts really good against her dark hair. And she wears like short shorts and sandals, I guess, because she's always running and doing something.
it does seem like the bare minimum of clothes you need to like get out the house.
Be out and about, yeah. But that's what I mean. I feel like the little touches, like the hairband, the earrings. It's like, oh, so there's something there, but not enough to say that it's like she's going all out, not like Audrey, you know?
We're like, I want to look nice,
Yeah,
nicer.
yeah. It's not like Audrey where it's like, I need to look fucking amazing. It's like, this is nice. I'm good. And I wonder what happened to her kid's dad. Like, did he just bail or something?
HuniePop too.
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. This is exactly like when we were talking about Monster Prom. And every time I asked you a question, you were like, Monster Prom 2? I don't know. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You don't need to answer me. Most of those questions are rhetorical. You gotta fucking... Just take a beat there. Money Pop 2. You fucking idiot. I swear to God. I remember like, hey, do you feel like maybe there's another one? And then you were like, Monster Prom 2. And I'm like, just shut up. I swear to
We
fucking
find
God.
the bigger, small magical Lucia's hat.
On the average size magical Latino cat. He's like the size of you. Okay. So she has a son. His name is Philip. And as we know, everybody has to hang out somehow. So Tiffany takes care of Philip. I don't know how they know each other. I just know that they're friendly. Also, Audrey is a customer of Kiana's salon, and Audrey's a huge bitch to her. I remember Audrey saying word for word, "Why don't you go and get knocked up again, stupid whore?" It's like, damn. Damn, this girl's fierce. Damn. Also, she's not that old. She's 21, and if her kid's like 20, if her kid's 1, then that means she's like 20, right?
She had when it was 20.
Yeah.
Which is not that bad to compare to like.
Not really. That's
Jesse.
oh boy, 16. 16 and not sure what to do. So she does hair. I know she dropped out of school, like a lot of other people. Also, it won't come up yet because I think we're gonna straight up do an entire episode on it, right? But Honeycam, one of the girls, Nora, is her cousin, and Nora is gonna be in HuniePop too. So there's that to look forward to.
Yep.
But yeah, Kiana's nice. I do like her. See, I feel like she's a really comfortable person. She's like really protective of her family and like really close to her brothers. And also, she's very nice to her friends. I just don't think I can do the whole never stop working out thing. Because damn it, I love the guitar. I believe I'm quoted on this show at some point as going like, is that a cute girl with the jazz master? Can I see the jazz master and ignore the cute girl? Which, this is a fact. I've sort of done that before. You remember that, right?
Yeah, you saying it.
Where I was like, oh, hey, girl. Woo! Is that a parlor guitar? And then I just played the parlor guitar and completely ignored the girl for like an hour and a half. Shit, you know what I just realized?
What?
Does that sound like a thing a harem protagonist would do?
Yeah.
Is the reason that I like harem protagonists is because they act like me and I'm like, yay, thing! Ugh, and run away? Oh god, that's depressing. That's a depressing thought. I hope that's not real. Nah, I think I'm just making stuff up. I overthink things. That's fine. That's fine. We're just gonna pretend I didn't say that, even though this is now recorded for posterity.
Fire merch. Yeah.
Fire merch. I am down with the Fujos. We're gonna put it on Shark Robot, everyone's favorite T-shirt company. I'm saying that. I don't mean that. I'm sorry. Please don't go to Shark
We
Robot.
should stop doing that.
Yeah, that's not a good bit. I feel like we're being super mega, where we say things that could be seriously as a joke, and then forget that it just sounds like a serious thing. Yeah, we're not actually putting shit on anywhere. We'd have to actually have people listening to do that.
Please, disclaimer, please don't go to Shark Robot and
Please don't
ask where's Manga Palate merch.
I love the idea that Shark Robot gets 30 emails for the amount of people who have ever listened to this entire show. And then they just shoot it to our email, and they go hey, what's this about? We're like, well, sorry, it's a bit. Just unsubscribe from Super Bunny Hop. Which, again, I say that, I don't really mean that. It's just a joke. Unsubscribe. Yeah, don't unsubscribe from Super Bunny Hop. Unsubscribe from Super Eye Patch Wolf. or Mother's Basement. Okay. Real talk though. All of the girls have a very distinct fashion, and you can also, when they go out on dates, they wear different clothes, and I think that's cool. So
And you get to change your hairstyle.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny. You change their hairstyle, but what I think that implies is that you mention, hey, that hairstyle looks nice, and then she goes okay. Fuck. All right. Thinking back on it, right? Aiko's borderline depressed, right? She likes using jokes as a defense mechanism. I think it's because we're exactly the same person. I think that's why I like her so much.
Can we stop? I thought I made that bit to run away from that. It's all coming back.
No, I'm thinking about Aiko now because I'm yeah, she's cute. I was thinking about her clothes, and then that just connected.
Let's talk about her clothes.
More importantly, I'm surprised she can wear that at work. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a crop top and tiny white shorts.
I figure she... Does it have a zipper on it? No, right?
What?
The crop top. I mean the green, sweater thing.
Oh, the sweater thing? No, I think it's buttons.
So
it's a jacket.
She would just,
Yeah, but the shorts though. Really? We both went to college. I don't think I ever saw a professor wearing shorts.
I feel like it could happen.
You feel like it could happen?
That's all I'm saying. At least once a day of the whole semester.
Can I just say, I remember the dev, if I said dove, I don't know why. I don't know why I said that.
About them birds.
I was thinking of the pigeons. So fuck these birds, am I right? Okay. So the dev had a tweet that said, Aiko's the teacher you want to go to the bathroom so you can jerk it in the bathroom. I was like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? And I just thought to myself, boy, is that a thing people have done? I've never done that. But I do I like the idea, I guess. I find it kind of funny that it's she's writing on the board and he's just wearing shorts and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom? Also, despite being a math teacher, I'm surprised that the gambling thing is so in on her. Because you'd think part of her would try to rationalize it as oh, there's almost no chance for me to win this. Why am I doing it? But I guess it still is that dopamine chase that people do, right?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Just at that point.
Also, because Aiko is friends with Jessie, I'm surprised Jessie never brought up her daughter.
I don't know how.
Because you know how Jessie always is talking about her daughter? So, yeah. It's weird.
Or maybe she did and Aiko just ignored it. Or she forgot Tiffany was her student.
Yeah, maybe she just ignored it. I know she fucking doesn't really like where she's at, so there's that. Maybe she doesn't have to pay attention to Tiffany, because Tiffany's like, hey, can I do the thing? She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Fine.
that sounds
Uh.
like she forgot it.
Oh man, when you sleep with her, she says a thing that made me laugh. Which I guess because maybe it sounded
Wait,
like it was a real porn thing.
who?
Aiko.
Oh,
I was like, I'm a naughty teacher and you've been a bad boy. And I'm like, why did you say that? Is that supposed to be hot?
I'm pretty
Because
sure
that,
that was for the joke.
'cause that sounds like a porn thing and that makes me laugh.
That had to be for the joke, right?
It had to be for a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably like when Q was like, I got yellow fever. And I'm like, you need to chill the fuck out. That shit was, you need to chill out. Okay, is there anything else to say?
Um, HuniePop's a tragedy. I I do like the way Lil looks though. Like,
I do. No, I mean, like I said, I do like her. I just don't think her as a person meshes well with who I am as a person.
yeah,
I'm not saying she's like bad. I like her. I think that her actual like motivations to be that kind of way is like nice. She's cute. She's cute.
yeah.
She has a lot of really nice hairstyles too.
I like her hair. I'm not sure if it's like an afro or like
Nah, to me it
curly
feels like
thing.
curls. It's more like Ojo curls. You know, like they always do in those anime where it's like the rich girl always had the ringlets. You know, it's like that, but it's formed in like a much more like a poofy shape, I guess. It's more circular, is what I'm saying, but it looks very clearly to be curls. So they're more
Yeah,
like rolled curls
that
rather
seems
than
hard to
having an
pull.
afro. It is, and it looks nice. It's very unique. I don't see that a lot. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. It's really cute.
And she has the airport
Yeah.
scarf
Oh,
on.
her stockings are sheer.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And she's wearing the high, like knee length go-go boots. You're right. I do like the ascot. The ascot's a nice touch. It's like how Aiko wears that really loose tie. Like the tie's there, but it's clearly not being used for anything.
It's just there,
It's just there.
and I
I
like
do
it.
like, yeah, I like the ascot. I like the tie. You know what? I remember I was on a plane. This is stupid and tangentially related, but I'll bring it up. Um, so I was on a plane, and then they were like the little preview video they were doing where they go like safety tips about blah 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 blah. You know that shit that they do every time you get on a plane to go somewhere. Like put this tray down, do this, do that. What was interesting about it, I think at least, was that every time a new person came out to give a new safety tip, because they kept switching between people,
Yep.
they were dressed in a different uniform because they're like, this was the uniform for the air people at this year to this year. Like all the fucking flight attendants, they go like from 1945 to 1956. This is the uniform that all the flight attendants used to wear. He goes, and from 1957 to blah blah blah. And I was like, what the fuck?
I think
Oh
they were trying
wow,
to build up trust with the
it was interesting looking.
customers,
I was like, this is neat. I am actually interested by that.
but
I don't really give a shit about all that other stuff. Like, yeah, I know how to put the tray down. I'm not retarded, but
I
the
know how to
clothes are
buckle my
interesting.
seatbelt.
Yeah, like I like the clothes. This is interesting, and her outfit reminds me of the one that they said they had for the 70s.
Oh, it was
Now
like
that I
that.
think about it, yeah, it looked like that. Like the girl had a little red ascot, and there was like a little low cut on her dress, and it was like up to, I want to say it was like mid thigh or like knee, and that's a lot like Lola's. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Instead of the past knee skirt they have now, right?
Yeah. Which again is it's a lot. I don't know. It's different looking. I don't know. 70s were a different time, I guess.
It was the time of harassment.
It was the time where you were allowed to smoke on a plane, and if you touched a woman's ass, then it was her problem, not yours. You wouldn't get sent to jail. Which you say that I say that I don't say that as a good thing. I'm glad everything's turned around.
Once again, it's a joke.
Well, the joke is that things were awful.
Yeah.
As minorities, we would have the worst time trying to go back in time. Time travel is a fun thing for a white guy. I don't think it's fun for anybody else. Because you go back in time, and no matter how far back you go, it just gets worse.
You go back 10 years, it's still bad.
You go back 10 years, if you're gay, you might as well be dead. You go back 20, and like
They're
me
still
specifically, I'd get the shit beat out of me in the streets. Go
yeah.
back to like the 70s because this is New York, and New York was a shithole in the 70s. We'd be like murdered immediately. Go back anywhere past the 50s, like racism doubles down. Like it's already pretty bad now, but imagining like back then it was okay to just do it in the street. No one really cared. Time travel, not exactly the funnest power, unless you're a white guy.
But yeah. Um. Oh, the art's good for this game.
You, you know what's funny? I was thinking about this. The dev he said on Twitter, because I looked into Twitter and the wiki for this. He's like, Lola was really hard to write because I did not know what this kind of person was like because I have no idea what they're like.
I feel like the dev is kind of racist.
Dev gets it. No, I think yeah, maybe he doesn't really understand independent black woman. I know I don't. I don't really get the whole crazy activity thing.
But yeah, it's more like just independent women. Doesn't matter if she's black.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I've never been a competitive guy, so I don't really get it either. But yeah, nice lady. I do like her. She's fun.
I don't
I'm
think
just
there's
not.
anyone that I hate. To be
Yeah,
honest.
no, not the person that I hate at all.
Maybe Nikki, because she's not doing anything.
I don't even hate her. I'm not in on her. That's it. She's cute. I'd talk to her, but I'd just be bored. You know what it is? She reminds me of girls that would like me, and then I didn't care, so I just wouldn't say anything. That's what it is. I think that's what it is. She reminds me of a lot of girls who were like, "Hey, so like, did you play this thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, what'd you think? This. Cool. And then I would just not say anything. I'd go back to what the fuck I was doing. There's a lot of times where I'd be writing in a notebook. I'd be working on lyrics or like a chord progression. A girl would come over and just talk to me. And I'm like, "Hello, what?" That's what it is. I think. Like she's a very not all girls girl. You know, not like other girls. And I'm like, oh okay. I mean, you're fine. I don't really hate you. I just don't think you're interesting. Remember what our favorite hangout is?
Um, I want to say the arcade, but I forgot. I forgot
Her
the name of the
house.
place. Oh yeah.
It's her house. Good for her. Good for her. She's a good kid. Like I said, I don't hate her. I just kind of bored. Just kind of bored.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
I don't really got shit else to say. Oh, I like Nikki's look. There's that. I guess. Like I said, I could just go on about fashion, but I do like Nikki's look. It's very subdued and subtle. It says, you know what it says to me, and I think this is kind of funny now that I say this out loud. It makes me think of cute library committee girl.
Uh, yeah, I can see that.
It's like a what do you call them? What do you call that sweater look? Not Argyle, but it's sort of like that. And it's like flattened down and it has the fringes. It's like Velma from Scooby Doo. It's the same kind of sweater, except Nikki's is a bit baggier because it like shows one of her straps. I can't tell if that's her bra strap or if it's wearing a tank top because it's thin. It looks like a spaghetti strap, so it could be a camisole or a bra, but I don't know, whatever. So she wears it with like one hanging out, and then she wears like itty bitty skirt, which is shorts that are like beneath the sweater a bit because the sweater's big and baggy, and she wears sneakers, which is like, if you're wearing sneakers, why? Aren't they for people who walk around? You don't want to walk. You should just wear regular shoes, unless the sneakers are super comfortable, and that's why you're doing it.
I figured it'd be that.
All right. Her favorite color was cream. That was so funny to me. Okay. So yeah, nothing else, right? Like I said, I could just go on about fashion, but I don't see the point because then I'll just drag this out another hour.
Nah.
All right, food. This is hard.
Yeah. Um, sweet, but
So
also
how
kind
about?
of dark.
Okay, you know what? We never really talked about it. Should dark be bitter or should dark be salty? I always felt like dark was bitter,
Bitter.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Salty would be like something that makes us angry. I don't know.
You.
That's
No.
an FGC
Uh,
joke.
I don't think that makes sense. Oh, fuck you. I don't know why that made me laugh more. The idea that you're like, for those of you who don't get it, FGC joke. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm part of the FGC.
FGC. Okay, no, but like, okay. Question. Does it have to be something you eat a lot of at once? Because it's a game, you can come back to it, yeah? Do you
But
think
I
this is
feel
like
after
a...
you beat the game, it's kind of. Nah, actually, there's still stuff.
No. I mean, I've come back to the game like 3 times. I genuinely just enjoy meeting them all and learning everything all over again. So, something sweet and bitter.
I feel like it should be like an adult thing too, like a drink.
Okay. Okay, how about a mocha?
Um, what's that?
A mocha is a coffee with chocolate syrup.
Oh, you meant? I thought I was thinking of like a drink. Drink.
Yeah, it is
Like
a drink.
alcohol.
It's coffee with chocolate syrup.
Oh, okay.
Did you mean alcoholic drink?
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic drink.
I can't think of any bitter alcoholic drinks. They're either sweet or taste like nothing.
But I do like mocha.
I mean, bitter alcohol? I can't think of a thing.
Sounds like beer or something.
I guess, but is beer sweet in any way?
Some of them, yeah.
Like what? Just tell me. I don't drink beer. I
Like
don't like it.
Samuel Adams.
Is Sam Adams sweet?
It's a bit sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think mocha's
I don't know.
better.
I was gonna say, I don't know. If I take your word on this, like this is kind of dodgy. Versus, I feel the idea of coffee as an older person having it in the morning and going, "Time to face the day," is like a universal concept. You know what I mean? And the little ounce, the little bit of chocolate is the sugar.
And it is pretty sweet. Mocha's.
It can be sweet. Depends on how much milk is added. Because the milk supplements the chocolate. Some of them can be really sweet, some of them can be pretty bitter.
I guess
So
that
mocha?
also shows us how this game, like, how you interpret it, can be sweeter.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
bitter.
if you actually listen to everything that they're talking about, you can realize how, like, there's some really fucked shit here.
Yeah.
Versus if you don't, and it's just a goofy, like, match 4 romance game, then there's that.
Okay.
Alright. Wow, holy shit. I said it was harder than it. We're getting so good at this.
I feel like as soon as we establish the, like, what we
The
want it to
idea. We can get it in.
be,
can
we like a
succeed.
lot of sweet things. Like, how
Yeah?
many times do we say sweet on the show?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Like, almost every other episode, right?
I think, I would think even more so, because I feel that there's only been 4 not sweet things. Like, not even kind of sweet, right? That's what you mean? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like almost everything has been sweet. Okay. Let me think of the ones that are not sweet. That's, I think, easier. Okay. So there was anticuchos, there was clams, there was chow mein fan, there was ramen, there was risotto,
Nabe.
nabe, and shrimp. Anything else that wasn't sweet?
No.
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 Wait, espresso. No, espresso can't have
It could be
sugar in
sweet.
it. It can be sweet.
Yeah, we did that for Sweetgrass.
Okay, so that's 7 not sweet things. Out of 25, 26?
No. I mean, yeah. Well, included the other ones. It would be like
Yeah.
30.
Okay, out of 30.
Yeah.
So yeah, that means 23 of them were sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah. I would say majority sweet. But I mean, that is why we started this. I like Hajimete no Gyaru. I want to talk about it. I didn't like Tagashi Kashi. Let's talk about it.
We need to do
Uh,
another one that we both.
I love Watamote. You hate Watamote.
I hate
Let's talk
Watamote.
about it. Okay. Now that we've hit the end of the episode, time to do all shit. I'm hype. I feel it's obvious what we should say, right?
Oh, for Honey Can too. I mean, Honey
Honey-
Pop too.
Yeah. HuniePop 2. HuniePop 2 is coming out soon, y'all. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So HuniePop 2 is set 2 years after the game, after HuniePop 1, and shit's gone down. And you're supposed to be the same guy. So, woo! Well, so you went for vacation on the island, Inadapuna, which is like, wow, Indapun. Okay.
Good job,
Bye.
Honey Dev.
Good job, Honey Dev.
Really, really witty on that one.
You're pushing the art form of comedy further. So yeah, HuniePop 2 is happening, and they're bringing back some characters, and they're bringing some characters from Honeycam in. So there's Brooke, who is the trophy wife, who is Audrey's aunt in Honeycam. There's the stripper Candace. There's the weird fucking I don't even know what to call her. She's like a chunie, but she's not a chunie. Zoe. There's Jessie. There's Q. There's Lailani. There's Lola. There's Nora. There's Sarah. There's Suki from Honeycam. There's Lillian. And what's the name of the Arabic girl?
Belly? Oh, the
No.
new one, right?
Well, Belly's not Arabic. She's fucking Indian. Arabic is like the Middle East. Like Palestine and Iran and shit like that. So yeah, what's that girl's name? I feel that's not an easy thing to pronounce. She wears like hijab. But she's cute. I like her.
I forgot what she's called.
Yeah, I forgot her name. But what I remember is the description, which is like, she was born to strict religious parents, and her family expects to behave in a traditionally conservative manner. But she has different stuff in mind, and I'm like, yeah. I remember that. I remember I got really hype. I'm like, yeah, that's 2 different things I didn't expect, and I'm so in. Yeah. And
Wait,
there's
do
the
you
one
think-
that.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
No,
No,
you
go
go
on.
on, because it's gonna be related to what you're about to say.
Okay, cool. Where they go like, okay, so first you see her, and I'm like, okay, that's a whole new look. I didn't think we were ever gonna go here. And she works for the airport. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like when they give you the little screen where they go like, libido is like this is like this. And it's like libido, very high, hobby, watching porn. I'm like, oh shit, oh boy, I wasn't ready for that. Yeah. Let's go in on this. This is the whole new fetish thing. Go on.
I was gonna say Polly. You think Polly?
Yeah,
would be
let's
like,
go about Polly. That's the one that's like the one I'm the most excited about.
So you think her name is Avi? Or
Yep.
Abai? Actually, I'm still not sure.
Okay, spell it out for me.
A-B-I-A.
Abia.
Avia.
Yeah.
See. See, I
That's
didn't know
why I
how to
asked
say
you to spell it out.
it. Okay. Well, I think
Okay.
she would be like the controversial one, but no, it's Polly,
Oh no, it's all about Polly,
the
baby.
'70s dancer.
80s, really 80s. Her clothes look like they belong in one of those Star Search shows that came out that were really big in the 80s, or like they should be doing a fitness video, which is funny because she's a beauty tuber. I would not for some reason I would have expected her to just be like a workout lady like Kiana again, but no, that's not. So, Polly is transgender.
Yeah.
And it caused quite a bit of a stir. Huh?
Like he actually had to change the option.
He had to make an option on whether or not she's transgender. Or, I don't know. I think part of it might be pre-op versus post-op, but even then, the fact that you needed to make the thing happen is like, oh, okay. Because remember when we watched the the Honey Direct, which was a joke on Nintendo Direct, and he goes like, she has her own beauty channel. Everybody loves her. Also, she got a dick, and I was like, whoa, okay, I'm in. I'm excited. This is cool. And then he goes, what was it? You better pack some extra lube. You're gonna need it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I liked her look to begin with. I'm like, she's cute, she's nice. It's like, and she's trans. All right, well then you don't even gotta really fucking worry about anything else then, huh? Everything's okay. As long as she's down to hang, she's down to hang. Awesome. I really like her look. And yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Honey Dev put up a poll that was like, do you want to be able to put the game without having sex with Polly? And then 43% of people were like, no, I don't want to have sex with Polly. I'm like, you're gay. It's funny because I always go back to that one weird thing that I well, now that I say that, I'm like, it sounds like I'm gonna say one weird trick to piss off. Like, no, I what I mean is this weird thing that I always hear as a defense or like a stance. They go like, if you have sex with someone with a penis, they're gay. And then I always think about like trans dudes who like really look masculine but never got SRS or GRS, so they still have a vagina. And I'm like, so if you have sex with this person, is that straight? Even though he looks like a motorcycle guy from the 70s? Because they have a vagina. I don't really understand what why you're defining like gay and straight based on just genitals. It seems really dumb and short-sighted.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. That was always a weird thing to me. They're like, if you have sex with someone with a dick, you're gay, and I'm like, look at this person and you tell me how you through any degree can look at them as a man. If you didn't know that they didn't have like male genitals, would you think of them as a man? Like I don't get that. I really don't get that. And it's just weird to me.
People just can't ignore it. They're like, no, I can't.
I guess I'm gay now. Like I don't get it. It's weird to me, I guess. Like, and even then, it's an imaginary drawing. You're not like fucking. You don't have a dick in your mouth. I don't see what you're upset about.
You're just matching 4 to.
You're matching 4 again. Come on, man. What the hell? Also, besides the 80s gym wear, she has 50s housewife clothes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. This is a new look. I'm not expecting this. I'm in. I like it. Her dream is to be a housewife, and it makes me think of Mitsuba from Seitokaya Quindomo, the judo girl. Or like they go like, Mitsuba, what do you want to do when you get older? She's like, I want to marry a nice man, and then everyone's like, her purity hurts me. Oh God, I'm blinded by the bright kindness of her soul. And I was like, yeah. So I'm in on Polly. I'm excited for Abia. And, I mean, you can date Lillian for once. So that ought to be interesting. I want to see what she's about. Also, I like Leilani. Also, I forgot to mention, Candace is a stripper. Or rather, I said she was a stripper, but I didn't say her nickname is Candy. So her name is Candy Crush.
It's really selling it. That's one way to chill.
one way to chill. It's one way to chill. And with
Also,
that
you
in
get
mind,
to
oh yeah,
is Brooke in the game?
yeah, I said Brooke on. Brooke
Okay.
is Audrey's on.
I mean, is she in HuniePop too? I think she is.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I was listing everyone,
Okay.
and the ones I saved were the completely new ones, Abia and Polly. Okay, so with that in mind, thank you very much for listening.
Well, I
And
got one
oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
one last joke to put out.
Joke, okay.
All right. Where's the stupid comment?
Oh, did you find a comment like Mizorda is
Yeah,
his bitch, but
exactly.
not
All
as bitch
right.
as Kurumi?
So recommended game, 10 hours on record. I really ly. He had an extra ly. I don't know why. Like HuniePop. I think HuniePop is good
Wait,
game.
how did he spell it?
HONIEE.
Oh, okay. Wait, but if you're on the Steam page, you can see the name of the game.
I'm not sure if he's joking, but it's
Okay,
good. Alright.
okay,
I
HuniePop.
like HuniePop. He's good game. Lol. They are cute grills. And
Grills. He's on 4chan. Grills. He's on 4chan. That's what it is. I say it is a joke.
and
Ah,
they
it's
have
fucking
and they ahaba big boopers. Yes.
big boobers.
And it's like a lot of O's. I'll send it to you later. Alright, yes, good game, very nice. I really like, but Black Girls is there, and I don't like black girls in game. I like big boobies, and when girls have good clothes, take off. Lol. Very nice game. My dad have shrugged.
I'm a little amazed by the racist comment in that. Like wow, like wow. This game have black girl, but I don't like black girl. What?
Yeah.
You're right. That was amazing. Holy shit. HuniePop. Should we start saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone go by HuniePop. Buy from HuniePot. Buy HuniePop for Hunie Deaf. Okay. Um, that's Manga Palette, and if you're still listening, you get it.
Yeah, you guys got it.
Thank you, and goodbye.